Okay, so Brad, you've had some time to digest and come down, I suppose, from the weekend and from Tuesday. I'm sure you were bitterly disappointed on Tuesday not to have got through to the next round. Having had some time to reflect, what's your emotions following that game?
Yeah, I think when you look back at it as some personnel who wasn't available for Tuesday night's replay through selection that I couldn't pick. Disappointed not to have that. Them players been doing ever so well. Saturday's performance, I feel it was possibly looking back at it now was chances missed, and then obviously turning up at their ground on Tuesday night. How we started wasn't really the best, really, but I think how we finished was really good. Opportunities that was probably tested in terms of being spoken to by the referee and officials before the game, and what we need to listen to and adhere to after having that at the start of the season, and respecting and discipline is massive with what we do. And I feel there was matters that could have been dealt with in a better way for both teams. But yeah, the goals that we conceded and to lose 2-0 in the way that we did, I thought was very, very harsh.
You talk there about the officials, and you're not one to find excuses or to make excuses, and we're certainly not a club that's going to dig out any officials, but it was a very frustrating night for all, I'm sure. I was actually sat quite close to you, and I could hear you talking to the fourth official quite a lot about consistency, and I think it's fair to say, having been at the game myself, consistency perhaps was a little bit one-sided.
Yeah, they had 3 or 4 bookings early on through some bad tackles, and they was rightly, yellow cards, and I think one of them out of the 3 or 4 was kicking the ball away, and this is what we've been spoke about. All teams and managers have, and then there was a couple of spells in the game where there was some tackles going in from behind, from the sideways, and he's played advantage, clearly saying play on, advantage. And then whether we fell on the ball and we give away handball or something happened, little niggle, that we lost momentum of the ball, and he then give a free kick to them straight away, and from that resolving free kick, we didn't deal with it. One long ball and back header, and it's gone in the goal. So that was my consistency in terms of what I was asking for, and fouls that they were giving away, and time slowing the game down, which they managed well, and they got away with it. That's what we've been asked to be, consistent and disciplined, that it's not going to happen this year. So that was why I was asking the fourth official. But yeah, clearly we had a lot of chances in the game, and it was disappointing that we was hitting straight at the keeper rather than using the surface, which was very, very good. Compliment to the groundsman, by the way. The pitch was superb. But we did speak about using the surface in terms of our shooting, putting them in the corners and utilising that. But every keeper, or the goalkeeper, seemed to make off some great saves and pull off some good saves, but they was near to his body or near to his face. But listen, we done well in the cup, but I was disappointed in I felt we could have and should have won that game, really, if you want my honest opinion, over both legs.
It's I suppose hindsight's a wonderful thing, and you've got the opportunity to look at both games in isolation. Would you say that Saturday probably was the missed opportunity? That was the game that we had the best chances. That was the game that perhaps we should have won.
Yeah, I think you're right. And this is what it boils down to. I think even when you find yourself going into the league above, what we found when I was managing the National League, some teams, they don't play well. They grind out results, but they get opportunities and they take their chance and they win 1-0. So we can go back to Saturday's game at home, and we had 2 good chances, I think especially early on. And we didn't take our chance, and obviously this is what it boils down to, and this is what football's about. But yeah, you could say that, and we're honest with ourselves. Whether it was my selection to change a few, freshen a few faces and give them their opportunity, that's down to me. But I think everyone in the squad has got a divine right, and we've all worked very, very hard. And as you say, it's, I think, 10 games now, that's the first defeat. And we'll go again. We'll look at the analysis tonight of the game shortly, briefly. But our focus now is towards Dover the weekend.
Are those games key in the development and the growth of this squad and yourselves as a management team with this club, with the set of fans, that, yes, it's disappointing, but we have to move on, and we have to move on to Saturday? But is that part of the process, that sometimes when you're down, you've got to pick yourself back up again, and the reaction on Saturday will be key?
Yeah, of course. It's what we've built, foundations, and try and be mentally strong as well. If you don't play well, if you can't win, then you take a point, etc. But we all know our jobs, and we know what we need to do when we come in and get our chance. I think leading up to that, and obviously the cup game, which we introduced 17-year-old kids against St Albans, was a good run out for the lads. They've won again against Wingate, through to the first round of youth, and even in the FA Cup tie on Tuesday night, we had 2 more 17-year-old kids, and boys who deserved their place in the squad. One in the stand who was a bit unfortunate not to be involved, but we build on strengthening. If the players are right and mentally focused on what we can do with a game plan, and we give every player an opportunity to be a part of this club.
And lastly, those fans that travelled down to Woking on Tuesday night, it's such a quick turnaround in terms of from Saturday to then book time off work, and they certainly travelled in their numbers. And I saw you go over to the fans at the start of the game to thank them for travelling down, and how brilliant have they been over not just the last 2 games, but so far this season? Yeah,
even pre-season, they've been immense. They've grown, and it's got bigger and it's got better, and I think they're enjoying what they're seeing with what we're doing and what we're trying to introduce to this club. And it all starts and finishes with them. The hospitality and how they feel and how we treat them well, and the encouragement that they give us from the stands, home and away, has been superb. We could say Royston, we could say Gorleston, and seeing them at the beach and stuff like that in pre-season, and even at Gorleston when we had them in the sea, the players, before the game, for just a bit of camaraderie and stuff. And they're enjoying it, they're loving and enjoying seeing what we're doing. And to see them Tuesday night in the numbers that they did, they was really behind us. They see we gave everything what we could do. Yes, we wasn't at our best, but we gave it our all, and they appreciate that, and we really appreciate their support. And hopefully we see them again on Saturday and the next up and coming fixtures, and all the way through to Christmas, the busy period, and let's see where we're at the end of the season.